public literature is there. There's also another school of thought that says President Kagame, right, was the mastermind of the Tutsi genocide. This is not me. The literature is there. I can afford it to you. These are other people. It might not be true. You never know. This is what I'm trying to warn viewers and what you call. They actually said, seeing that the Tutsis are a minority, they could never, even when they went to the election, they could never beat the Hutus. Actually, they were responsible for shooting that plane because it was going to ignite this genocide that happened. So there are journalists who've written the books that have been written. Yes, they are not very popular books, and there are people who say that Kagame and his military outfit, they actually masterminded that so that they could take over Rwanda without any free and fair elections.
And without any competitors.
So theoretically, that's a possibility.
But is that true?
No, we don't know. I cannot even find the evidence. But as scholars, as young people, as everyone who looks around, I'm trying to say, wherever your information comes from, look at it with a pinch of salt. Don't just say, because President Ramaphosa said this, President Thabo Mbeki said this, President Zuma said this, everything hook, line, and sinker is true. Right. What will you do tomorrow? You wake up in heaven tomorrow and you find that President Kagame was behind the Tutsi thing, together with the Americans and CIA. What will you say?
And nobody ever thought about it.
What will you say that the people who funded Hitler were actually the Americans? Today we know it's true. Today, because of what South Africa did, today we know it's true. The people who are funding Netanyahu, it's the Americans. Supplying weapons. And what are those weapons doing?
They're killing people.
Not just killing. They are ethnic cleansing, genocide. Hence, South Africa put a case. So they cannot hide it because of digital media and all that. It's all in the... That's why South Africa stood up. Because tomorrow it will be us. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yes. Now we have proof. No, now, if the Americans can do this today and supply weaponry and money to Israel...
They can also do it to us.
And they can do it to Ukraine. Do you know how many Ukrainians, I'm talking about people who are blonde and white and blue eyes, are in exile? It's more than 10 million. If they can do it, how many Ukrainians who are white have been killed and died? Is it not a theoretical possibility? Maybe the same Americans, they funded Hitler? Who's to say? So we must be very, very careful. So all I'm saying to our upcoming leaders and youngsters, don't be taken in by the rhetoric of President Ramaphosa or President Kagame or President Tshisekedi. You must be very, very careful. The West is fighting for its lies. They will use every trick in the book to dominate Africa, because from slavery right up to now, they've never seen black people as human beings. They've seen them as instruments to amass their wealth. Do you know how many people were bombed by the Americans in Iraq? Women and children. Over 1 million. And even after that, sanctions that were put on Iraq that compromised the lives of children. So do you understand? So we have all over the world, in Africa and all over the world, men and women who put on ties and want to look respectable. But we are dealing with imperialistic thugs, because that's what they are. They are thugs. They are mass murderers. There is nothing beautiful and civilizational about colonizers. There is nothing. And there's no civilization they brought to Africa. Because what they really are, they are very insecure and they are mass murderers. We know in South Africa what happened here. We know our forefathers all over Africa, they had to fight for over years to get Africa liberated. That little liberation we had. So there is nothing civilizational about them. And they are drawing in some of our leaders. We must be very careful about our leaders when they speak pan-Africanism and when they invoke the names of the Steve Bikos, of the Nyereres, when actually they are fine-tuning to put us to sleep, to put us right. So for me, you must be like Thomas Sankara.
Dr. Malusi, thank you so much. I wish we had more time to actually unpack this, because the next question that I was going to ask you was related to